much.
Astani and Sparky just looking eye to eye.
Pretty much. As Darcy kind of gestures around for a moment. We can't show you all of our plans, but we can give you this intel, and this will be on the record as the intel that you've given, and our conversation has connected some threads together, so to speak. And she kind of pauses, this time leaning on the table. You kind of see she nods her head and makes more clicking noises, and the other members of the chamber, not the three that were accompanying you, leave the chamber. She has taken over the space for now. Basically, go eat your lunch elsewhere. I am taking the room. She pauses and says, obviously, I request that this information not be repeated. There are 7 levels to the catacombs within the graveyard district. As we've been able to tell, and you've all also been able to tell, main problems are coming from the 3rd level, which, while good, is also bad. The 3rd level for us is where we hold a lot of our temples and where we celebrate. And yes, we do have some, as she eyes you very, very carefully, Astani, we do have some that, of course, follow Her Lady.
Wonderful. I think they're just taking note of what's happening, and I would like to meet with them if possible.
We can see if that can be arranged. Perhaps on your way back up. The lower
Is Dora smirking next to Astani?
No. This is me as a player.
Yeah, because immediately Astani's just like,
no, this is me as a player being like, oh, Astani needs to go pray. She needs to go seek the Lord.
For a little bit.
Are you two still holding hands, by the way? Have you been holding hands
Yes, never
the whole time? Okay. I need that clarity and clarification, so thank you for that.
They'll release him like, we're all right, but then they'll still be holding hands.
He's like, yeah, sure, well, mm-hmm, and it's like pretend to release and then grab it.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
The lower you go, as you all have been able to also tell, the harder it becomes to sustain. Now, meaning, and she kind of gestures to the hallway back where you made that teacup appear, it becomes harder to use magic. But it also becomes much harder to be the lower you go. You can feel the pressure in the air already from here. Whatever is on the lower floors is not only just feeding off of magic, it's feeding off of our own essence. The lower you go, it's kind of like climbing a mountain. You'll have to acclimatize. We believe that the individuals that have been missing, being taken by this individual that you've mentioned that may or may not be part of the Ouroboros, or just someone that maybe wants to get their attention, which is also possible. We believe that their home is on the 3rd floor, but they have been able to acclimatize to the lower floors that we haven't been able to get to in an indistinct amount of time, I will say. The lower floors also, if progressed far enough, you will find the rumored city of Bone, which indeed was an entire city buried. Whether that was on purpose or not, that I will leave to the history books and scholars. That or the Orenthal might have more answers for you. Again, she kind of gives a very knowing look to you, Blackstone, in that moment. Either way, you will also find there some answers that I think might be useful to you, but I would say you may not want to go further than the 3rd level this juncture. You'll feel the difference, even just with 1 floor. So.
City of Bone. Is it as big as the city up top? Or is it bigger?
It's about as big. With what remains, a little more of it crumbles away each year.
How long ago was it buried?
Four or 500 years ago?
When did the cataclysm happen again?
Cataclysm happened about
1,000 years ago?
3,000 years ago.
Okay. I'm like, huh. And am I right in assuming it's a place of power? Or was a place of power?
Correct. You'll see several, if you venture down that low, you'll see several mosaics actually depicting information about the cataclysm. In fact, and she kind of eyes you very, very carefully, Rory, before leaning forward, and it looks like picking off a very small piece of, looks like thread from your cloak. In fact, information about, she kind of holds it up very closely, about what it might have befallen Vanya in greater detail. So several other cities that are around the world that have fallen into similar disrepair. One, and you kind of see she stumbles over a word for a moment, trying to speak something different, and then she says the word Felk.
I don't react.
Figured as much. So that might be, again, useful information to perhaps revisit if you're able to help us in this endeavor. I can speak with the other lilies in allowing you passage down there again, as it might be useful to you.
I think that's where we're eventually going to end up. Because if it's the same as it was the last time we encountered some of these people, they were underground in a place of power, hidden from the world, forgotten by the world.
And if that's the case, then I imagine that the shift lead will have much to say.
I'm so sorry, Sid.
And then I imagine if that is the case, then the shift weave will have much to say.
If it exists down there. It's thin here.
Well, I feel like that might just be the result of whatever lives on the 3rd floor. And, well, if we uncork that, perhaps the shift weave might be able to flow more freely.
Maybe.
Either way.
Either way, that presence will have to go regardless. And the last few weeks have admittedly been frustrating. I think we could all use a bit of stress relief.
What do you mean?
What I do mean is, should we encounter what the cause of any of this is, my question to you is, would you be opposed to that being met with force, I suppose would be the best way to say it.
You'll have to clarify a little bit more with your words.
DM, there's like a being living down here that's the cause of all this, right?
Mm-hmm.
That is like a problematic element.
A being that is down here that is accelerating things, but from Darcy's conversation, it seems like it's not just this creature that's impacting all of the walls that are like consuming magic and spirit and stuff like that. So, yes and no.
But like, even if it's like not the thing, if it's not the thing responsible, it is a thing responsible, and either way, it has to go, right?
Correct. And
With
she is voiced
some-
that one she is fine with you all removing. She has asked though that
Okay.
others maybe don't, if
Okay.
possible, because those are more so like the Bone Weaver, where it's a rarity. It is a
Well, I mean,
resource
with
that
the-
they use.
Yeah,
and
there are
then,
some
Well, I
things
mean,
down
oh,
here
I'm
that
not-
are like that are like live in this environment, and then
Yeah.
there's that thing.
yeah,
No,
she's
I'm
basically
talking, and the thing I'm specifically talking about is that thing, because
Yeah.
it's causing like the Bone Weaver. Like, we've already run into one. That thing wasn't causing like problems with magic and causing people not to exist. I'm not talking about any of those things.
Yeah.
right.
Right. So when she says clarification, I'm like, as I understand it, I believe you said that there is something on the third floor that you would like to see dealt with decisively.
Yes, obviously the person that's been aligned with the Ouroboros. But there is another creature on the third floor that, and she kind of at this moment looks over to the corner, a little blue orb that's kind of dancing with, looks like some kind of drapes underneath like a sigil.
Oh my god.
Oh my
Oh my god. Oh
Just
my
like
god.
something?
fully.
This
I
is my
just wanted
next-
to,
This is my next character.
in my head now, canonically, because you have talked about them just like randomly doing bops. In the back of my mind now, they're
Mhm.
doing the like the Wii Shop thing.
Yep. They're dancing off in the corner. You kind of see she just shakes her head for a minute, and I believe she kind of gestures off to them, looking very amused at this moment. Just kind of laughing for a second. They might have mentioned if they had gone to lower floor, would make them poof. That creature, we ask that you not destroy. They're one of the guardians that are keeping the place safe for people that are not grave robbing or otherwise.
I'm so sorry. Which creature are we not destroying?
The one that I'm about to talk about, which is this.
Oh, okay.
You're good. You're good. There's a lot
I
of
was like,
jumping
did
around.
I just disassociate?
Nope. She's
Okay.
about to venture into what this thing is, and you've actually seen some of its echoes moving through the hallways. That's what we were actually hiding from. The beings that you were hiding from in this hallway are known as the echoes of the Nightwalker. The thing on the lower floor that we ask that you not destroy is the Nightwalker itself. You can't miss it. It is a massive beast. It stays clear away from the Bone Weaver. They're on opposite halls, I can tell you that at least. This one consumes energy as well. But it reconfigures that energy into shadow. So, you'll notice the shadows are a lot more plentiful in that area. By her reports, at least, it seems your friend, she says in quotations, hasn't been able to turn this beast against us. But it is the beast's home down there. And it is the guardian down into the lower floors.
So as I understand it, you just have a creature who protects the people of this place and the lower floors. And you wish that creature to be unharmed. So
Correct. It's one of
Is
the last of
there-
its kind.
Is there trust between you and this creature?
Tenuous. But yes.
Okay. is there any way we could be guaranteed? You say it's tenuous, but what kind of connection do you have? Is like a scent-based thing? Like maybe we can get something that can guarantee a safe passage so that we don't have to encounter it.
We'll give you each a lily to use.
Okay.
Lily. Okay.
The question I was going to ask, although lilies are I suppose are fitting things, was going to be: is this creature capable? Sorry, is this creature capable? Is this creature capable of being reasoned with?
It can be, but it doesn't have the most patience of temperance.
Right. In that case, ultimately wishing to go. I'll have to think about it. But a way to communicate in a very quick manner: we wish you no harm, and we wish to do harm to the thing that threatens you.
Simply with this, lay the lilies at the grave. There's a grave that's down there on the 3rd floor that marks the outskirts of the chamber. If you lay them at the grave, you'll have safe passage. You'll need to collect those lilies on your way up as a sign of you are not overstaying your welcome. If it sees that the lilies are down there for too long, well, it will go hunting for you.
And how long exactly is too long?
You typically have about a day or two,
Okay.
which with this venture, I think you'll be out in due time.
Okay.
DM, how long do we have to get back with the Bone Weaver Thread to Airy?
Mm.
You have about a day and a half.
Okay.
Time. Well, we are in a bit of a time crunch, so we will try to make our visit as short as possible.
Then we can obviously discuss next time you go down, having the correct floral arrangement that would allow you to pass. So, different flowers have different meanings to it. It may be a beast, but it does appreciate beauty in nature.
What do lilies mean?
Lilies to it are a sign of respect. To lay a lily at a grave, it's a goodbye.
We, when we get to the surface, Roy picks up a secret language of flowers.
Flowers have their own language.
It.
Lilies have their own language, as do most flowers. So, as we will cross that bridge, so to speak. But yes, that creature, by all intents and purposes, and as many of the people outside of this room would categorize, is evil. It is different. It is misunderstood. But it is a creature of darkness, but that doesn't make it bad. As she kind of looks at you, Deodora, and just the innate shift weave that kind of just flows off of you. It's just different. And it's just protecting its home.
Right.
So,
we would never just attack a creature for no reason.
So as long as you respect it and its home, it will respect you. Now, what arrangement this beast might have with and again, she's kind of put quotations in air quotes around your friend, that I can't say. It's possible it has been swayed, but it hasn't been aggressive to us in any way, shape, or form. So, it may just be that it's a neutral party.
Neutral party is choosing a side.
Well, I suppose it's a little bit less neutral and a little bit more creatures of instinct, I guess.
And it's an old being, I will tell you that.
There seems to be a cap on the types of things that they can influence. And in this case, I am thankful for such. The wiles of nature are a thing that is a little bit easier to deal with than the wiles of people. And there's like that long, just
I think she nods at that in just agreement of like, yeah. They can be a bit more unpredictable, but yes, that is our one and only request, is that if you are coming across this creature in some capacity, please do not destroy it.
Funny enough, it probably sounds very similar to some of the things that started a number of problems in the first place, but that's amusing for another time. In any case, we understand that we're stepping into that creature's territory and will respect it as such.
Thank you. Osiris, get them the lilies. And she looks at the one that was behind, who was it? Rory, who kind of nods after a moment and takes a couple steps down the hallway. Bhavani, you can see, has kind of lifted up their mask a little bit more. And you can see it's just it looks like a mark from some kind of blade that hit. That she's, again, just kind of dabbling at it and putting scent of like balsam fills the room.
I want to roll a check here, looking at it, because it's something that she touches. Is there anything about it that looks like an unnatural wound? Things like, does it have like an unusual amount of infection around it? Is it a wound that refuses to close? That kind of thing.
Wound that refuses to close. You can do see the presence of necrosis. But you would also know that the death wounds typically dip their blades in poison. So if this was some kind of altercation between, it's likely that she was swiped with a blade that had been dipped in a very deadly concoction of poison, truthfully. So the fact is, she is fighting it off. She's in pain, but it seems like they are not going to be turning into a zombie, if that is the concern. It's more so just like, this is a fresh wound from probably a day or two ago. And so it's just needing time to air, breathe out, and kind of reseal over.
Oh, since we're here, a question. What encounter led to this, if you don't mind my asking?
Bhavana, do you want to say it, or do you want me to? And Bhavana, who up until this point hadn't said anything, kind of looks at Darcy and then looks at the much larger one, who kind of slowly looms forward, and kind of gently puts his hooved hands around Bhavana's waist, kind of in a gesture of like a side hug, but also like, I'm here with you. And you kind of see this look exchange in between, and after a moment, I'll speak up. My sister went missing. She's part of the death plumes. When she returned, we were a bit shocked. We hadn't heard from her in a week or two. No, death plumes were always moving through the catacombs, so it's not unheard of to lose connection with one another. But we always speak through the skulls. But the skulls didn't speak back. And when she came back, she was different, agitated, kept talking about how she would refuse to go quietly, and wanted to overthrow Darcy and the other leaders of the Death Blooms. Truthfully, she seemed out of her mind, and we chalked it up to maybe she was just tired. The rest of her group had been wiped out by whatever had gone on one of the lower floors. And it wasn't until I woke up to her stabbing me in the face that altercation happened. Thorbeer, and you kind of see at this moment, he just is looking down with her, and even in through the mask you can sense the compassion, the sorrow that is just emanating from him. Well, Thorbeer took those blades and returned the favor.
Your sister have any strange markings on her body when she came back?
No, but there was a green stone that looked like it'd almost been fused into her skin.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
We
Do you
have that
still have
stone still.
Okay. Does it look like it was deanimated, or lost its power when she passed?
It's still glowing. We've been keeping it in a lead box for now.
Okay. Good call.
Just-
Nobody else should touch it.
Unsure that it was
You
maybe
said-
doing something else.
You said green?
Yeah.
Do you mean... So, I'm going to tell you. What I intend to do is go based on like that same kind of sickly green ethereal color that we've seen from other places.
Yes.
Again, fighting through the nonsense that is magic in this place.
Mhm.
Let me know if you need rolls for that. I use minor illusion to go, do you mean, and I just kind of like swirl like a image of like a crystal into existence that emanates that color.
And I think you see the hooves that are kind of around Pavana tighten for a moment, and Pavana just kind of looks away very quickly, shutting their eyes, and then nods.
And there's like an immediate dismissal of the stone, just seeing the strength of that reaction.
And similarly to what Darcy has reported, her soul did not speak to me.
Can I do a medicine check on the wound to like maybe put like a herbal poultice on it or something
Sure.
to like help? Because I think Theodora just has like herbs and shit. Because that's how when they're traveling around,
Yeah.
that's how they
If you need a help action.
I got a 22. I got +3 to medicine, man.
Hey, let's go.
My only good instinct. Oh no, it's wisdom. That's why.
Yes, you do have some kind of poultice or other herbs. You're constantly collecting stuff on hand, I think, in your experiences, Theodora. So yeah, you can easily pull something together to kind of help out with that.
Yeah, like something like that help pull like the poison or toxin or whatever out.
Yeah.
And accelerate the healing.
If you would not mind. You said her name was Pavana, right?
Mm-hmm.
Pavana, if you would not mind. I know that at least when it comes to natural medicines, Theodora has talent in these areas. If you would,
didn't even ask permission. I just did it.
If you would care for that, if you would care for, it seems that she's one of the best indeed. All right. Well,
how tall is Pavana?
Pavana's not super tall. She's honestly shorter than you, Theodora.
Okay.
Yeah. Like it's the height difference between her and Thorbeer, who's taller than Astani, is massive.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. No one's taller than Astani. What the fuck?
I don't accept that.
Yeah.
So sorry to tell you.
Like it's the pair of people there's always a pair of people in the game who are just like basketball special. It's these two.
Yep. It's
Mott's is about to be like, Astani's now a fucking warhorse. I'm
yeah.
huge.
They just look through their bag for their actual like 8-inch stilettos, and they're just. Thank you.
Her platform horseshoes.
I think after a moment, after you're finished kind of applying it, you hear a low rumble from Thorbeer. Goes, "You missed a spot," and kind of just wipes it very gently onto her cheek.
Hold on for a moment.
Theodora's like, bro, I'm just kidding. She doesn't side eye.
And you see Pavani just kind of sigh, is hating this, but at the same time is also loving
Just
this at the
loving
same
it.
time. Yeah.
Loving it.
There is a like I'm just going to insight this real quick.
Yes.
That's an 18 on insight.
Okay.
The whole insight is, are these two kind of sweet on each other? Is that
Yeah.
what we got
Mhm.
going
Oh
on
yeah.
here?
no, they're
my God, it's-
they're absolutely
Like-
fucking. No insight check
Mhm.
needed.
They're not
Like,
fucking, I will say, but yes, they
they're
are sweet on
fucking.
each other.
Don't lie to me.
very, just very.
They're
Oh,
not
this is a
quite there
perfectly
yet, fair, I will say.
Don't lie to me.
No,
You
but
can
it's
see
just
for that
like-
insight, I will say, Rory, you pick up that yes, there is heavy flirtation.
Mhm.
Both sides seems to want to have some kind of relationship, but there is definitely some hesitancy on both of their parts. So they're not officially together, but they're like starting to wade into those waters.
Okay, so apparently Thornbriar, is that what you said this person's name
Thorbeer.
was? Thorbeer is giving Waka if I didn't hate them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. A little bit.
Okay, got it.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, and you can see it's kind of weird for their group as a whole, because Darcy you can kind of see is very like busying herself looking elsewhere,
Mhm.
trying to like give them a moment, but also is trying to be present with the
So-
group and
I take a moment to just go, so Darcy, if I could talk to you for a moment, I would like to ask you what kind of preparations, and just kind of like lead into what kind of preparations would be good for the third floor so that they can
Yep.
just be like distracted with literally anything else.
Theodora's completely oblivious.
Yep. Because it doesn't last long too. Because again, the little blue sprite kind of makes their way over after playing with the thing and go, oh, he's touching you. Like it's just kind of oh, touch. Can I touch?
What?
Can I touch? Touch. Like it's just you just hear a long drawn out sigh from the both of them. As Darcy will, yes, of course, dive into kind of snap out of it and dive into plans about the lower floors, specifically the third.
I'm gonna take that little guy and put him on Sparky's back. You ride him like a mount.
I think that's what they say. Is like what you'll
Strategic.
I heard someone say that before they died. So like it's just,
What?
it's just
Oh my
somebody
God,
going
that's
down
just. Oh my God, that's totally what they said before they died. But
Yeah.
it's every
Mhm.
like that's like
It's
every
literally
bit of wisdom
everything.
that she says.
Mhm.
Okay, but like not, but it's conjuring up the funniest images in my head of like somebody like maybe sliding down like somebody did
Yep.
stone shape and made a slide and like wee,
Yeah.
and then they like crashed real hard into a wall. They're
Meanwhile,
like
meanwhile, the-
unsurvivable.
Meanwhile, the camera pans to somewhere in the catacombs, a giant fireball about to go off, and someone with a middle finger going "wee" is like happening instead. Darcy will, yes, she will pour over some plans with you. The lower floor is actually not as massive as the top two floors. The second level seems to be kind of a backup barrier to the first level. Again, if kind of grave robbers, crypt stealers are kind of moving through, more often than not, they're getting lost on the top two floors. Because usually when they make it to the third floor, those are the serious dungeon delvers or have express permission by the death blooms to go further. Unless, again, like the friend that has been mentioned, has been able to weasel their way through. That is something that Darcy will point out. That the problem, this person, did not move through and go down. This person likely came in on one of the lower floors and made their way up. And there is, as she has been on one of the lower floors before, there are central points out of Jorix on the lower floors. Because at that point, you're hitting ocean. But she notes that It would be best if you are not all rested to definitely take a brief respite as much as possible, and to head on down. That the Bone Weaver is, with the entrance they will be giving you, it's pretty much a straight shot, but it will take you past the Nightwalker, and what is very likely the hallway leading towards the friend. Which every time she says friend, again, the blue sprite goes, friend, off in the corner. It's likely that is the space. The entirety of the hallway, if all goes according to your plan, should only take you about maybe 3 hours to go through.
Let's see. We have time for a respite, but I guess I'm going to have to figure out how much time. As I imagine, we're going to need our full faculties.
It becomes much harder to rest the lower you go. It's like, if you've been climbing, I think I put the analogy of a mountain before, but it's like slowly losing oxygen as you go. So you need to
Great.
be aware of that, as you might not be able to have all of your abilities in check. Come up with backup plans. There are subsections of the catacombs where spells, and she kind of gestures off to Bhavani for a moment and then quickly looks away because it sees that they're still having a moment, that your spells may not be as effective as you would normally plan on. So it's best to have a backup.
Some people have backups. Currently, we have Diodora, which I feel should probably be, quite honestly, the initial plan. And the backup plan being maybe I throw knives or, well, never mind. I will not mention it. So, for better or for worse, I do have an idea.
Good. We, like I said, will take your point, so to speak, but might be best to take, as mentioned, a rest here before you progress forwards, even for a short time, and then we will, she kind of eyes the wall where you see, again, the blue sprite is kind of moved. There are several of these large kind of tapestries of just fabric, not even depicting anything. They're just red fabric, kind of blue fabric. It seems to kind of be swinging with it, again, kind of still singing its song every burn, burn, as it's moving. And you just see her kind of shake her head. We can get you to one of the entranceways to the lower floor, and from then on, at least for now, you'll be on your own. And at this point, Osiris has come back with the lilies as well.
Okay. Well, I suppose that will need to do.
Sin.
Rory, you're whispering again.
I'm sorry. Sometimes I need to just talk to myself when I'm trying to think about how to do things. Right. Well, it looks like we'll need to take a small moment of respite, recharge whatever energies that allows you, and then forge our way forward. This is admittedly going to be a bit challenging for me, as there's a lot that you can foresee, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to foresee any of this.
Well, let me know when you guys are rested, because I'm fine.
I'm all right. I'm more worried about what my spells could do down there, so...
If you all want to take some time and maybe coordinate that, might be good. Darcy will kind of gesture off towards where the other side of the mess hall, there are more of the like tables and stuff, but you can also see there are some makeshift like cots set up there as well, in case you wanted to grab a quick snooze, or to get a little bit more comfortable than kind of standing or sitting at these stone desks.
They better have charcuterie board for our girl. 'Cause you don't go to sleep without a snack. I'm just saying, like
She her stomach has been rumbling this entire time, just small little ones where she's just like coughing and like little.
We can get you some food.
Sorry, but like to
so
Darcy though.
so delicate.
I know this is too much to be present here, but I'm looking for maybe a ring or necklace, something to store some spells. Is that possible?
I can look and see on what things we might have on loan right now. Several of our other teams haven't reported back, and we usually try and share the items. So I can see what I can find out, but I can't guarantee that.
No, it's just a...
Can maybe they somebody store a spell in Sparky or something?
I was just about to ask you about for this for Sakali, because it is a spirit,
I'll allow it. I'm gonna have you roll for it because it's again similar. You're imparting, and in this hallway where it's kind of eating that kind of magic, you certainly could do so. It's gonna be a difficulty with it, but yeah.
I
I
offer
am going
Sparky.
I am going to. I think just because of the nature of what they're trying to do, it would probably be a good idea for me to offer the help action on this, because you're just like, I am trying to bind a magical energy to a spiritual creature, and that's that weird science shit.
Yep.
So I'm gonna offer help there.
Okay.
And just because I know that the DM likes flavor for these things, I
You know me so well.
I am going to attempt to explain. Well, a little bit unusual, but okay. Well, from my memory of soul sciences, this is the model that you want to use, and I explain, I kind of explain like a fifth grader explanation for how I built the capability for Blackstone to use magic.
Gotcha. Understood. I will be right back. You all carry on real quick.
So you're planning to use Sparky. I want to use Sakali as well. I am not without my spells. I cannot be without my spells.
Well, your spells are useful, yes, but I think it's important to remind yourself, and kind of for the nature of what you are going to have to do while you're there. There were plenty of things that you were before you learned magic, and there will be plenty of that after still. But as far as binding magic to Sakali and to... I completely forgot the name of your dog. Sparky.
Sparky?
Right.
Oh my god, I quit. He's been here since the beginning?
I was about to say
Sparky
Clifford.
just looks over to you
I was about to say Clifford. Clifford? No.
Pretty much Clifford,
no.
yeah.
Fine. It was just going, well, for Sakali and Sparky, if you want to bind the energy to cast one spell to their souls, the question that I have for you would be, do you want a specific one, or just the energy to cast one?
Energy.
A little bit more of a challenge, but it's like 2 extra lines of equations. So anyway, here's what you're looking for. It's the at a certain distance from things, when we don't use the categories of arcane magic or the shift weave or spirit energy, there is just the energy that makes things. So you're just using energy to make things. And you'll need to visualize Sakali having the energy to use things.
All right. Good. This would help. They have the touch of it anyway, so it shouldn't be too difficult for them. So, and how many would I do
I would say
with this help?
roll a d4.
It's a 3.
You can store 3.
All right, Sakali, come here. Come here, dear. Nope, I said come. Come. Here.
Eventually wanders over.
Good boy. All right. Now,
Hold on. I think Theodora taught us the thing for this. Hold on. Let me do this real quick because I think.
And Darcy does see this exchange and kind of does pipe up. I like this plan. It may be good also to have a backup in case Sokali. And she kind of looks at the blue sprite for a minute. Poofs. If you all are having difficulty on the lower floors, they're going to have that same difficulty.
But accounting for that, that means Sakali may be able to do at least one thing. So
Mhm.
you'll want to make sure at least one of those spells is an important one to use.
I would agree. But it is something to keep in mind. I don't want you all to be surprised.
Is she implying that we can use a little sprite guy?
No.
No.
if you
'Cause
took
I
your
was gonna-
pants down,
Okay,
like-
because I was like,
No,
I
she's
was gonna ask
implying.
them-
No, the
I was
implication
gonna
is
ask
that
them
that
to
space will unsummon your pets.
babysit. I was gonna ask them to babysit.
No,
so,
she's implying that your like Sparky and Sokali and
It
Corbin
will unsummon your pets.
will might be unsummoned because
Well.
of the difficulty. So,
Well,
Corbin's watching from summon space, probably about to cuss me out, but I'm just like, you're staying in there because I'm not taking you into non-existence. I'm so sorry.
yep. And by non-existence, it's just like literally they can be summoned
into summon
later.
space.
It's just now
Yeah.
they won't be able to. It's kind of like going into an area with no service.
I suppose while we're thinking about this, I think the only thing that's left is either ice or shadow.
Oh, that's the word.
Ah,
which one? I swear
Shadow.
to God, I'm gonna drop off this fucking call if it's fucking
I've been
shadow.
sitting here
I'm
thinking
going
it's Shadow
to.
too.
I'm gonna drop off this fucking call if it's fucking shadow.
Last
because
episode,
you're
I was like, it
"You're
can't be
so
Shadow."
Close, you're so close. Literally, nothing I said was even.
You were.
No,
remotely-
I
It was
had
the
I had Shadow
opposite
written down on
opposite
my
of, but
on
it's
my
the
on my
opposite
stupid
of.
notepad,
Right, but
and
it's
I was like, it
closer
doesn't
than
fit
paper.
everything.
It's closer
But you're
than
saying-
paper.
Okay, so you're saying I'm close, so I'm thinking about things that are warmth. So I'm gonna drop off this fucking call if it's shadow. I swear
With
to
shadow,
fucking God.
yeah.
Okay, bye. Like, fine, I won't. But I am not happy about that. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah, it was a shadow. Paves the way. Usually causes you to stop. What can you do to get the shadow to go away? You burn it away with light. So that's why I was like, you're close. Because you do burn it.
Nah,
What do you-
I am unhappy. Anyway, moving on.
Anyways. But yeah, just something to be mindful of.
Okay.
And just let us know when you're ready. Darcy will step back, kind of going over some other plans. You see every now and then she reaches onto her table to just a lone skull that she seems to talk to every now and then, passing along some messages before continuing onwards. Seemingly giving you all a little bit of space to kind of figure out what it is your game plan's going to be.
so,
Oh God.
what were you going to say?
I was just gonna say Theodora doesn't really participate in this because she's not a magic user, so she ain't got nothing for you.
So it looks like for what we have going on here, we have things that we actually need to do violence to, and then the rest of it is just going to be minding our manners as we walk down the hall. What I will say is the other thing that we will need to be concerned about is, I suppose, in a way, ourselves. In the same way that Astani and I use spirit energy and you use your connection to the shadow weave, we're going to have to probably use those energies on occasion to just bolster ourselves while we are making our way through those halls.
First of all, never say the word shadow to me ever again.
Oh, right. My apologies.
It's
But,
fine.
There's that. Also, and once again, not sure whether or not there's going to be, whether the darkness that we're going to experience is natural or unnatural. I suppose we'll have to also keep an eye out for Astani. I will not be able to, or it probably wouldn't be prudent for me to try to use magic to light our way. So, we will do what we can to be your eyes. Other than that, well,
Can we just not use a torch?
I honestly do not know, but
Which should have been the answer to that riddle.
my understanding is so far, Deodora, in our process of getting here, we haven't run into a single one. This thing seems to consume energy, natural or otherwise, and that also includes torches. So if we had one, I don't imagine it would last long.
Well,
so, I suppose that's it. It's challenging, but uncomfortably straightforward, I guess.
are you two gonna be okay?
As Roria said, I was a person before magic. I just want it ready in case anything were to happen to any of us. So, with Sakali, I have a couple of backups. Now, I'm hopeful that we won't have to use them. Talented as you are, and they boop Sakali's nose. And then they will, as long as we have prepared everything else, I'm ready.
And is it possible that maybe some of that energy could be put into an object instead, so that way you do have a backup? Like maybe your maul or something?
Yes.
Normally those are for, do you happen to have like a precious stone, an amethyst, a topaz, any of those things?
I
Sorry.
do.
Fair.
Those normally serve as fairly powerful conduits for magic if it ever needs to be used, or at least for storing them.
I gasped because I was like, you should put them in your bells.
That would be amazing, and that is something I want to build with Jordan, honestly. But
you should make crystal bells.
Each of the bells are supposed to be like different sizes, and they have different spells to them. But when they say something about a jewel or gem, there is something that they pull out from a pocket, and it's like a sapphire, this shape of a star. But they like hold on to it, and Ostani's face is the most concerned about imbuing magic into it before they say no, nothing to put anything into. And it's just way too obvious that it's like I if I try to hide it, I feel like her bells would deceive her, just being like as she moved to try and hide it. If I could put it into my cloak or the bells, that would be easiest. But I think for now I have mace. I have a 3 spells with Sakali.
Herein the issue that perhaps that has sentimental value. That is your story to share when you're ready to. But what I can tell you about the principles of arcane magic, at least, is that your crystals are going to be the best bet for storage. Your maces or other materials, mostly because of materials, are going to allow you to have a single casting of one thing, but it will only hold that energy for a limited amount of time, usually depending on the kind of material that it has and its ability to hold enchantment magic. There's a lot of theory into that, and it's complicated.
That's just discriminatory. I should be able to put a spell of my sword.
Oh, you can. You just can't hold it for a very
No,
long
it should be
time.
there forever.
Oh, forever.
Oh.
Well,
Yeah.
that deals with enchantment, and we do not have the time. I have the inclination, but not the time. Typical enchantment process is about 8 hours, and we do not have that time.
No.
But if you did it, your sword could hold a single spell for, well, forever, or while supplies last.
Good to know.
As for my part, well, we do have these, and I take out like the crossbows and dagger that we got from Felk and go, well, I do have these, and well, much like my brother would be the best way to describe that. Much like my brother, our greatest magic is that we're resourceful.
Oh, good. Great. Could we at least sit for
no.
tea?
Yeah.
Darcy, is there honey hot water?
Yeah.
You seem somewhat stressed, Ostani. Are you okay?
I just haven't had food or tea or maybe a good star or stars. I haven't star mapped in a second.
Do you guys have charcuterie board?
No, but
He loves a charcuterie board.
Sweetie, it's not one thing. It's like a set of things that, and I don't know if they would have it. And the
do you
cheese
need a space to like pray or something?
I think she's hungry.
I'm.
Don't you all have rations or something? I mean, I can look and see what we have, but
Mm-hmm.
I like look at Darcy, and I'm like, and my face says, "Does this look like a centaur woman that eats rations?" It's like,
listen,
that's
you
what
might
my
have some
face
fancy
says.
rations.
I
I don't know.
I literally just asked if you had charcuterie board.
No.
Like, what do you mean?
They are not fancy down here.
Mm-hmm. Yes, prayer. Prayer is where we center ourselves, so I will go do that and return. And we will have some tea, have some rest, and whatever other items we need to get ready for. Yes,
I can do a not strenuous activity, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Lily, a question for you. Sorry, Darcy.
I was gonna say, which Lily are you talking to?
Do you happen to have anything in the area that needs repairing?
No, not at this time. There will be more, at least on the lower levels. I can tell you that.
I pull out something and break it in
I-
front of
No,
her.
like it's one of those moments. Because we do love a callback. One of those moments where it's like, wait, okay. And in their satchel is a random stick, like just a small
Oh, right.
stick.
I forgot about the stick.
They just break the stick. They use bending to fix the stick, and they're just like, I suppose this will do. And that is like what they spend the rest of their short rest doing.
I think for my short rest, because I don't need it, I think I'll like rummage through my pack and take out like rations and stuff and put together almost like a gas station charcuterie board for a study. It's like Slim Jims and like Cheetos and stuff
Like
like
Slim Jims and like Lance's cheese crackers.
Yep.
yeah,
I love it.
So it's like somebody who's never made a charcuterie board and only has a vague idea of what it is puts together it's like little pepperoni slices and like those little baby bell cheeses.
Yes, you can
It's
easily put that. I think you find like a slab of
Bradford.
stone that's pretty clean too, that you can like lay this all out for Astani. Meanwhile, Astani.
I got the combos
Yeah.
on the plate.
They're just smoothing
It's
them
the
like their
it's the pizza
outfit
flavored
down.
ones.
They're like clearing out their bells. They're going to somewhere quiet, and I would like to describe it as like they will have like a set of they'll do like a bell to like cleanse the area, and like a line of thread to signify the light, the like the veil that was center in the temple district. And almost as if like the gems have like are repelling magnets to kind of help it propel together. And that's what they're going to use, and they're going to set their altar around certain like blossoms that they've collected that represent life and death and mourning and grief and like and passing. And each step of it, they're just no charcuterie. Okay, it's fine. No. And then it's like a practice of meditation where as soon as every thought comes in, they're letting it live and then letting it go away before finally like putting like their hands together and close to their chest to pray to the lady.
And Darcy at this moment has brought you back to kind of a small alcove, which is often used to for prayer, specifically to Lady of the Veil. You can see her kind of motifs around this alcove. There's a small statue to her as well, and several candles. Several offerings have also been laid out. It's not a massive alcove, honestly. It's truthfully, it's a small study room that's been kind of set aside, but doesn't have a door, so it's why they call it the mini alcove, so to speak. But you're able to kind of take some time and focus in. And you feel that connection, it's weaker, but it's there. It takes a few minutes for it to kind of take place, but after a little bit you do feel her presence. But it's like truthfully like looking from miles and miles away. And in a way you are. There's a massive stretch, not only physically but also spiritually, especially within these chambers that are eating energy. Even on the recesses of it, you're still feeling it. But you do feel that connection very gingerly and lightly take place. And that, like, if anyone was observing you in this moment, it looks almost like a veil is being placed over you as that connection is being made. What are you doing during this time, Astani?
I think there is a humbling, slow, like, death of their ego, just trying to, like, put whatever they need aside, whatever they want aside, what they wish for, hope for, everything of self aside. And then as they're slowly unpacking it with the emptiness being ready to receive, they're just like, they're hoping to
keep going. You're good.
they're hoping to pray, commune with the lady. That it's not that they are expecting answers, but they're just hoping for a glimpse into how they could help their friends and fellow loved ones, and like try and take care of what they're here to do without losing their purpose, as well as a grave cleric as a veil cleric, and then just try and I think try and center themselves by talking to the Lady of the Veil.
A connection comes through quietly. Not as pronounced as she is in other spaces and spots. But I think you hear her whispering in your ear words of encouragement that you're so close. But also words of warning, of being careful. Because you are in this moment, very outskirts of where she currently holds dominion. Again, kind of nod back to what Darcy was kind of mentioning of the voices of the dead being taken. And I think that warning kind of just slowly... Sorry, I'm trying to find the song that I want, and it's not working. Slowly just kind of stays with you as you are slowly kind of studying, every now and then being interrupted by the kind of gurgle from your stomach. But I think you do get a bit of fear. And then interestingly enough, another voice seems to trail through, making connection while you are praying. And it's one that you're familiar with. You've heard their voice dozens and dozens and dozens of times. You know their presence anywhere. That reassuring silence, second only to the Lady of the Veil herself. And Keeper Reyna speaks up after a moment. Well, you have been busy, haven't you?
Well, I'm only supposed to be busy. Unless you wish me back. I do have star charts to finish.
No, you're good. It's just been a bit since you've reported in, so I believe I sent word to one of your, and she sounds like she's holding back a smile and a laugh when she's saying this, but one of your men was waiting, I think, around an area where you were staying. They were doing a good job of making sure your exact location wasn't noted, but quite the interesting individual. I hope my message was passed along.
Your message was clear. I have yet to come back, return, report to you. But that is on the top of my agenda as soon as I am on the ground.
Kind of hear those long, kind of pregnant pause. Right. Okay. Before laughter kind of comes to the connection of, I can tell you have a very interesting tale to tell. Well,
a lot of little details are still lost to me. I kind of stand in the background through a lot of it. Honestly, it is incredible how much Rory and Theodora have held for so long without a grand team. And I don't even wish to start talking about that, but I'm more of an observer in those moments. And when I can be useful, I try to be, but it's still this a moment of trying to find my part or place or cue. Still, other than the incredible grave details I could tell you in our next report, I think I am protected and in good hands.
why do you think that the Lady of the Veil chose you?
I think their face their face or their action says it more than they're trying to find that word, but immediately Asani's face is like I don't know. And that pause happens before they finally say, "Of course, it's because I have shown to be very dutiful, worked really hard, and I am out here trying to find the answer." And and they're gonna keep going until they catch that pause with Reina and just yes, that.
Sure, you do the investigations, you are on the ground looking. But apologies, my familiar is very excited to hear your voice. But that's no different than Daria or any one of us. You don't need to find your path, position. But the fact of the matter is, Asania, maybe you'll come to realize this with time. You were chosen by the Lady of the Veil, not by what you were offering, but by doing something that none of us can. Truthfully, it's just by being you. That can't be taught. That is something so innately part of you. And your ripple effects. Your fledglings feel it. We all feel the ripples coming off. But no one can learn to be you. The Lady of the Veil saw that. You are not useful just for what you offer, but by just being you. You're already filling and fulfilling that role. Now, I don't know this Deodora or this Rory Blackstone that you've mentioned a couple of times now, but the wording that I was told is they're experts in their fields. I don't think they would let someone alone that isn't an expert in themselves and in this space either. They know you are. You have nothing to prove. For you do it every day.
It's easy to do it in a space that I understand. Here, I am fighting against time to prevent the death of so many. I hope I could meet that level. And I'm sure you believe I can. You've seen that I can. I just, on the day-to-day, it feels as if we trade in one for three more, and then three more of questions and answers that we're closer to, but still, it's like unraveling. Oh my goodness, do you remember the past keeper who would knit for hours?
Mm-hmm.
And through every meeting, that they're like when you trip through them and see them having to untangle everything. But the meticulous process of it is just...
Why do you think I play chess during a lot of our meetings? It's my brain sorting through all of those things. And sometimes having a physical representation for that makes it a little bit easier to process. Doesn't solve it. But that's what it means to be a leader, to be an expert, to be you. And I will deny it otherwise, as I am supposed to remain impartial. But I believe that's why you were chosen over Daria. Daria is not at that point yet of seeking help, of weighing pros and cons, and confiding in others. Why do you think I confide in you and the other watchers? You are not in this alone. I confide in the Lady of the Veil all the time. To be a
So do
leader
I.
is to understand when you need help and to ask for it and not be too prideful to ask for it. You have a lot on your shoulders, but you aren't in it alone. You have them, you have us, you have the lady. You can't predict what's going to happen. You can prepare. You can make sure that others around you are prepared. You can have backup plans. But ultimately, you cannot control what others do. And if you live your life weighing everything and wins and losses, deserving and undeserving, then you're not going to live a life. Someone is always going to feel lost. And whether that's deserved or not, that's not for us as watchers and keepers to decide. We get people, we get individuals to that point. We work as intermediaries. And you kind of hear a laugh coming through, the bartenders to the undead, if you want to call it. Hearing their stories, seeing their lives play out. And ultimately, while we don't decide where they go, we do take them to that threshold of what lies beyond. If we can't do that for ourselves, how can we possibly do that for others? So be kinder to yourself, Astani. For if I will voice a concern that I worry you'll break. But I have trust in the lady and I have trust in you. But you have nothing to prove.
Thank you.
Well, just promise me you'll make my next chess game more lively than usual with the information you'll be giving.
True. The one in your office, is that still running?
Yeah. It's been going now for 3 weeks, 5 days, and 22 minutes.
Am I still the one that you're running it with?
Yeah. Daria isn't much for games.
All right. Then I hope you have a wonderful evening, and I will come back with my full report. And knight to e5.
We'll see if that's checkmate. And you see and feel the presence kind of slowly lifting. It's almost like when rain slowly begins to fall. Not pouring, it's just you can see the little essence kind of leaving you. After some time, you do wind your way back towards the hall, where you can see that Deodora has on a slab of stone, seemingly laid out, some beef jerky, some very stale bread that honestly could be crackers at this point. A small assortment of probably jam, maybe.
Probably
It's dried
jam.
fruits.
Dried fruits
dried-
that have been
dried
smashed,
fruits.
maybe, too.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, an assortment.
Ooh, and
I think
the
they're
hot
just
tea,
there
is that ready
dry.
yet?
She's
Yeah?
not gonna smash dry fruit.
There
She's
is
not that much of a fucking heathen. Come on now.
There is hot water in a bone tea pot that is at the ready.
Mhm.
And
So-
several glasses that are literally carved bone.
Well, this is full blushing and just well, no words. I am starving, so at the quick glances at Deodora was just like, thank you.
Oh,
And
you're
we'll
welcome.
start
I feel
pouring.
like charcuterie is, I think, the only thing Deodora's seen you like eat. Like,
I think Asani is an acts of services, like just like, oh, you took care of me. My goodness. I will eat whatever you make. That is
my
incredible.
God.
Love it. And I think that is where we will stop for today, as we'll pick up with this charcuterie tea party next week, along with delving down into the lower level of the catacombs. Great job, y'all. Woo! You
I
did
got
it.
beef. I got beef.
I know you do.
You had beef this entire time?
And
Only in my heart.
but that is where we are going to call it for today. Thank you all so much. Thank you so much for all the raids today. So kind. So thank you so much to the Phoenix Pack, Ricky, Catchy Cantrips I saw sneak in here. And I want to make sure I don't forget. Sword and Key also raided us. So thank you all so much for doing that. And we're happy that you could join us on today's adventure. Let's go around real quick and say who we are and where we can find and support all the wonderful things that you're doing. Let's pop over to Moz.
Hello, I am Moz. My pronouns are she, they. I am a voice actor and variety streamer, content creator, and also an AP performer. So the next thing I will be on is Coffee and Chaos tomorrow at, can't remember the time, to 11 a.m. EST with Forgotten Adventures. It is a modern AU where our D&D party runs a cafe, but this is episode 2 where Alu returns from work and he is the baker and he is in trouble because we had to run a shop without him. So it'll be really fun, and it is a couple of episodes that we do in between seasons. And yeah, so I'm really excited. And then over at my TTRPG channel, Starcrawl RPG, the next show for Vaesen is coming out in June. So have a look out for any of those promos and come check us out.
Wonderful. We'll pop on over to our Sunflower Sin.
Hi, your resident sunflower being who's having like a little shimmy over here. Bears is kind of like, what is going on? That's what's happening.
I thought you were doing
But
the
yeah.
single ladies dance or something.
I might have been, but no. So hi, greetings, salutations. I'm a resident sunflower person who has been your he, him, worry inventor person who has gone several days now without biting an ice cube. But when you find me here, you can find me doing the inventing and blacksmithing things until I don't. On Thursdays, you can find me hanging out with Major Linux talking about the tech industry, parenthesis, derogatory. And otherwise hanging out on here occasionally, playing your RPGs and roguelites and Metroidvanias and other story-based games because they're fun.
True. And we'll pop on over to Fair. Oh, you were muted, love.
It didn't unmute when I tried to unmute. Hi, I'm Fair. You can find me on socials, Instagram, Blue Sky, TikTok, here on Twitch at Fairbear. Maybe I'll stream again someday. I don't know. Maybe it'll be this weekend. I don't know that either. Not tonight, because I want to sleep. But
Valid.
maybe it's a long weekend. Maybe I'll be live. I don't know. Depends on how I feel. You can also find me starting next month over, I don't even remember the channel because that's how unprepared I am to announce that. But I'm going to be doing a charity series in June for Juneteenth. We'll be supporting trans lives. So, you know what? Check out my socials when I post it because I really don't remember. We're going to be playing Die. It's going to be fun. We're going to be playing a bunch of adults going into a nostalgic video game and just seeing what kind of bullshit we get into. So but yeah, I'm totally unprepared because I literally just thought, I was like, oh, I should announce that, and I'm like, I don't have any of the information in front of me right now. But I'm gonna be doing some charity stuff in June, so just keep an eye out for that. It'll be a lot of fun. It's gonna be a lot of fun. It was already like head assery, but we had our session 0, so
Incredible. And last but certainly not least, hi everyone, I'm D&D Jordan Lee, she, they pronouns. I will be back here tomorrow with some Dragon Age and then our usual schedule this week. And then, hey, more Ampistrano next Saturday, so make sure to tune in. We only have like 4 episodes left in this season, so we are closing in on the end game for this season for sure. So will be a time, so come and hang out. Thank you all so much. Thank you, mods, as always. Thank all of you for joining us. And we will catch you next time. Bye, everybody.
Beyond the Veil, she forgot to say that.
Thank you. Yeah, my brain is starting to mush. Thank you. All right, bye.